profession, law enforcement, or other non-EMS first responder who has exhibited exemplary performance while responding to an emergency that required them to provide medical care to a person in need, or who performed an extraordinary act attempting to save a life. I got to tell you, a lot of the advancements that we have made in medicine, and we're going to talk about this a little bit later as well, has been in first responders' willingness to act. And when we have found both people that know what to do, that are properly trained, and that are willing to act, most importantly, we found our ability to make the biggest difference in areas like cardiac arrest, in areas where breathing has stopped, and many others we've been working for so long to try to do better at and get better outcomes in the hospital, and have not had the success that we have had when first responders are willing to act. And so this is a celebration not only of somebody who knew what to do, but also was willing to, which is a big step. The 2019 EMS First Responder Award recognizes two recipients this year. The first awardee is a citizen of San Francisco, David Simmons. The second awardee is Officer Patrick Backman. San Francisco Police Department Captain Carl Fabry, commander of the Tenderloin Station, who will present this award.
Good afternoon, everyone. On March 3rd, 2019, Officer Patrick Backman, a 4-year veteran and member of the San Francisco Police Department's elite specialist team, responded to a report of a stabbing at Eddy and Leavenworth. Upon arrival, he saw a 38-year-old man lying in the middle of the street, bleeding uncontrollably from a large cut, spurting blood from his right brachial artery. The victim was quickly losing blood and was in shock. Officer Backman immediately recognized the victim's injury as life-threatening. A local resident, David Simmons, removed a belt from his clothing and tried to use it as a makeshift tourniquet on the injury. Officer Backman called for a Code 3 ambulance and then applied his department-issued tourniquet above the wound. David Simmons used his belt, and Officer Backman's use of a tourniquet controlled the bleeding until an ambulance was able to transport him to San Francisco General Hospital. At San Francisco General Hospital emergency room, trauma physician David Graglia credited the actions of Mr. Simmons and Officer Backman with saving the man's life. A witness told officers the victim in this case had run out into the street seeking help, yelling that he needed a tourniquet after severely injuring himself on a broken window. Mr. Simmons was asked if he had any formal training in first aid or had learned this technique in the military, and he said, quote, "It was just common sense." Although they had never met before this day, San Francisco resident David Simmons and San Francisco Police Department Officer Patrick Backman performed exceptionally as a team during this life-threatening situation, and therefore are recipients of the 2019 EMS First Responder Award.
So we're going to give David an opportunity to say a few words here, and upstairs as well.
Thank you. The first thing I'd like to do is say a huge thank you to all the EMS providers throughout the city of San Francisco and the state of California who do this every day. I had to do this one time and I get to stand on a stage and get an award, and that's never happened. There's nothing like that to make you realize how different your life would be if that was what you looked at every day and still went home with a smile on your face to pay your bills and be a hardworking American. The second group of people I would like to thank involves my boss, Matt Mason, and Mr. Paul Morris of Treasure Island Media, and all my coworkers, because without you guys, I never would have been in the city to begin with. Thank you very much.
citizen that doesn't just stand there, hold a cell phone. When someone needs help. Someone's just thank you for taking action, for being a good citizen in the city of San Francisco.
Thank you for running so fast.
I will emphasize that point again. The number of times that I have seen, by the time they get to the emergency department, they have already lost too much blood, and there's much less that we are able to do. And the difference that it makes when we take whatever efforts we can to stop the bleeding, and people that are willing to actually do that, it's truly a way to save a life. I can tell you that it is far more likely that you are going to be able to help somebody than you are going to harm them. And I know there's a fear there, but people that are willing to take action will save lives, and they clearly did in this case. We're going to move on to EMS Field Provider Award. The EMS Field Provider Award goes to the EMT or paramedic who is an active provider of EMS and exhibits exemplary performance in his or her quality of patient care, or who has performed an extraordinary act attempting to save a life. It's hard not to have somebody that would apply, and many of the people in this room that would qualify for this award every single day.